Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got another ×10 summoning event coming this weekend, as we expected. So a lot of people ask me, who's coming up? And I've got to be honest, they've got me with this one. They have got me with this one. This one's aimed at me, literally dangling by my danglies on this one. So it's a ×10 event, which means you get the normal summoning rates. You don't get any enhanced summoning rates. But if you pull a legendary or an epic champion, you get 10 times more chance to get one of these. So who's on the list and who's got me by the danglies? It is... I'll come to it at the end, actually. Let's go through the champions then. So first one up is Seneschal. Seneschal, Bannerlord, otherwise known as Mr. Average. Mr. Average, he's not good, he's not bad, he's just there. Sometimes he gets a little kind of like dancing faction wars. Sometimes people try him in clan boss with his weak source percent chance to land a leech. He's got perfect veil, he's got continuous heal, he's got a provoke, but quite frankly, unless you are struggling for Bannerlords, you wouldn't be pulling shards specifically to get this fella. Even with his curious little view out of his visor, even with his fancy rose on his shield, he's just not good enough. So Seneschal, he does have a crazy good base speed actually. His base stats are good. He's just a bit average with what he can do. So next one up is going to be a Dark Elf, and this one is Crimson Helm. So we've got a decreased attack A1. If this went on for 2 turns, this would be an extremely good champion. But it goes on for 1 turn. As it goes on, it's dropping off again. She is sleek. What have we got here? 4 hitter at random with provoke. I think these are all provoke champions. Yes, that's the theme. They're all provokers. Each hit, 75% chance of placing a provoke, which is kind of cool. And you get block damage on yourself. Again, kind of cool. Revive on death, increased defense on her A3. Again, kind of average. Crazy high base defense. Very good team protector, but I don't think many people are building her unless you're doing some sort of funky, unkillable team, or unless you need her for Faction Wars too. For Faction Wars, in fairness, she's really strong. You know, provoking probably 2 or 3 enemies. Really high chance for that to land. Plus, you don't take damage in return. You know, for those Valk waves, for those annoying waves that are just going to be demolishing you, she can demolish them. So she's actually really cool. But just for that, I wouldn't condone 6-star in her and kind of throwing a load of resources into her. But as a 5-star faction war kind of help, she's good. That's it. Next one up is a really strong epic. Sandlash Survivor, often overlooked because she doesn't have like the debuffs that most people want to see. But I tell you now, she is insanely good and she hits hard. Good base defense, average base speed. She's got an A1 provoked, which is not really the reason you build her out. This is kind of one of the main reasons. 3-turn cooldown to increase your buffs and decrease the enemy's buffs. And also this crazy passive. If someone's about to die, really, if anyone's dropping below 50% health, she will throw out an ally protection and she'll block damage on herself. So clutch in clan boss, so clutch in the arena to make sure that you do get a turn. So really like this skill. 4-turn cooldown as well. Yeah, she's really good. She was actually in my 2nd best ever clan boss team where I hit 103 mil. So I had an epic in that team. And really, she's like the cheap version of Krisk. That's where she's at. So let's get on to the 4th epic. The 4th epic, again, super good champion, but this is a void. And we've just burnt all of our voids. We just burnt them all, and Umbral pops up. Umbral is your classic go second in your arena team. You have your speed champion go first. She comes in and controls all of the enemy. And she's one of the best at doing it. So she has got an AoE, 80%. If you book it, it's 100 chance to provoke all enemies. And at the same time, she becomes unkillable. So she throws out the provokes. She's void as well. So as long as you've got accuracy, it will land. She throws out the provokes. Everybody then has got 2 turns of just A1-ing your Umbral, whilst the rest of your team does their job. She's really strong. She puts block cooldown skills on herself, which means that she can't use any of her other abilities if she does this. So you're kind of like, is that good? It's still great. it's still great because a 2-turn provoke kind of means you win. The other thing she's got, which makes her extremely good for Doom Tower and Faction Wars, is 100% chance to throw block buffs out for 3 turns. 3 turns is an age. So if you're against those Vault waves, those Martyr waves, I don't know, Man-Eater waves, all of those annoying champs, you throw out block buffs for 3 turns, they still do their abilities as if that block buff ability skill is not on them, and you get all the time in the world to just nuke people down. She's insanely good. She's such a good epic. So yeah, Umbral comes in as the last epic champion, and kind of worth pulling Void Shards for, I think. But anyway, we probably haven't got any Void Shards anyway. So moving on then, who else have we got here? It's funny with these legendaries, because a lot of the provoked legendaries, they're strong, but do people actually pull shards for them? I'm not sure that they do. So let's start with the first one on the list, who is a dwarf. Morley. Now Morley is basically an end game player, an end game champion. She's end game Plat Arena, one of the most picked champions to deal with hedgy teams. So she's got this passive which boosts your turn meter. So even if you're running against a hedgy team, hedgy comes in, slams your guys, you're all in immunity gear. She gives you that turn meter advantage that immunity gear didn't give you, and you still get to go first and do your job. She's also got a full team provoke. It's a place, so it doesn't matter if she's the wrong affinity, she still places it. And she's got a chance for that to go on for 2 turns. The rest of the kit's not that great. She's also got a revive ability and block damage on that revive champ. She's very, very strong. She doesn't do any damage. She's not a hard hitter at all, but she's very cool. She's also really good if you're struggling to get control of the spiderlings in Spider, general wave control, but she doesn't do any damage. So for me, she's kind of easily best fit in Arena. But yeah, Morley, good champion. This is someone that I don't have. It's definitely not someone I would pull shards for. For anyone who's kind of delved pretty far into Doom Tower, you've probably faced this guy, and he's a nightmare to face. He's a nightmare to face, but he seems to be useless when you've got him. Weird. So he's got this passive which reflects 60% of the damage taken back to the attacker. His defense increases by 15% for each dead ally. So that in itself seems broken good. If you think about a Trunda slamming you for, whatever she slams for 150k, bam, she's going to get 60k of that back. She's on her back, dead. Trouble is, the rest of your team is dead as well. So with the Arena meta being what it is right now, I don't feel like I've seen this guy at all. He does have a provoke here. He does have another provoke here. He kind of needs one of them to be AoE, I guess. He's got good base speed. He's got great base defense. He doesn't really hit very hard. There used to be a time where this reflect damage was really strong against Clan Boss, but they nerfed it into the ground. And I feel like they need to buff it up again because reflect damage just seems so weak in any PvE content right now. I don't know exactly how it works, whether it does actually reflect 60% of the damage. Because if it did, you should be getting some good numbers out of it. But it feels like it's weak source, and you don't really get any sort of good, kind of damage back on your enemies. So War Chief, I wouldn't pull shards for him. He's kind of niche, and yeah, that's about it really. So let's get into the last 2. He's not there, he's here. Angar, I've already got him. Great champion. So he's got an AoE provoke. AoE places provoke on them for 1 turn. Void champion. Also throws reflect damage on your whole team. This is really great for Fire Knight, by the way, in terms of just getting those shields down for an easier go. So you basically got a counter attack on himself. He's got reflect damage on all allies. So pretty much if the Fire Knight hits you, you're going to get 5 ticks of his shield down straight away from this ability, which is cool. Double hitter here as well. Places an extra hit on the enemy if they've got provoke. And he's got, if an enemy with a provoke attacks, 40% chance books to 50 of them getting provoked again for another turn. Each hit taken will reduce damage, and you get up to 30% damage reduction. So basically, what is he? He's someone who goes out and provokes a whole enemy team, and then if they stay alive and start coming back at you after your neuters have gone, he goes out and slams them again. He hits kind of hard for an HP champion, and He's a fun champ. He's not a true endgame champion, I'd say. He's a fun champ. He's a good champion, but very rarely see him. But if you get him, he's kind of strong. So, what's got me by the danglies? Oh, he's not there. Where is he? Must be here. This is who they've thrown out. This is a true end game champion. There's only a few. Sifi, Trunda. Who else is in the mix of that? True end game champion. Madame Cerise. Maybe Morley goes into that. Hegemon goes into that. This guy goes in the mix. Seer goes into that. This guy is in there. World record clan boss teams, I don't think can be done without this fella. And actually, you kind of need two. But this guy is just an absolute beast. Platinum level arena teams, Krisk is in there. World record clan boss teams, Krisk is in there. Absolute carries through the whole game. Krisk is your man. He's an absolute beast in all areas of the game. All areas of the game. Doom Tower, this guy is just an absolute wreck for the Doom Tower. Insane. AoE, AoE, all of his abilities. He's got decreased speed. He's got, and this hits kind of hard for an A1. He's got Ally Protect on your team. And he puts out two heals. And, oh, sorry, do you think I'm finished? And he puts out, and he increases the buffs of all of your teams. He's got an increased speed, increased defense. So, and he's got Provoke. So why is he so good? Basically what you do is you increase your own speed and defense for your team with this. You then do your increased buffs and Ally Protect. And basically you have a 100% speed up buff, increased defense buff on your team for like the entire clan boss just through this one champion. Which means that you can massively lower your speeds, massively increase your stats. This guy has always been on the kind of forefront of best performing clan boss teams in the game. And as we've got more advanced with speed tuning and knowledge and that type of stuff, it's just grown higher and higher. And Victor, hats off to the guy because he's kind of built this team and he hits over 200 million Ultra Nightmare clan boss using two of these bad boys. What else does he do, though? He's also got this shield ability at the start of each round. And the shield is huge. So 50% of this champion's HP. He's got a pretty decent base HP. Just gets shielded at the start of each round. Also, when he takes a hit, he throws out a decreased defense and attack. He's just such a crazy champion. He's up there. Just proper end game champion. So, Krisk. Am I going to pull shards for Krisk? Yeah, which means I don't have any shards, which means we've got another tax write-off coming this weekend. There's only a few. There's literally the champions that I would do this for are Krisk, Hedgie, Trunda. That's it. They're the only three that I would go out and buy shards for on a ×10 event. 3. They got me. So, up to you guys if your account needs those champions. The difference is, I'm an endgame account. I specifically look for different champions. Whereas, if you are not an endgame account and you're looking for a broad array of champions to help you through content, I would advise you save for ×2 events. It's way better for you to pull legendary champions to get twice the chance to actually get one. But if you're like me, super whale, crying in his milk every week because you're pulling shards, well, this one's for me. Anyway, guys, I've been Hell Hades. Good luck if you're going to pull shards. I'll catch you later.